I have a game I want to play, but do we want to jump right into that or do we want to do anything else first?
Do you have any jokes?
Oh boy. Don't open that floodgate.
Don't open that can of worms. Tell us a joke.
I don't have a joke, but I have an embarrassing story.
Okay.
It's just it's not an embarrassing story. It's an embarrassing anecdote.
Okay.
When I was younger and I first started kind of listening to modern music, I thought Shoddy was a person, like a famous lady.
Her
Just the
name
term
was
Shoddy?
Shoddy.
Yeah, like I thought it was like Rihanna.
Yeah.
And then people were referring to Shoddy. and I was like, who is this
like
Shoddy?
Rihanna, Pink,
Yeah,
Beyonce, and
Madonna,
Shoddy.
Shoddy. And I was like, everybody really got an affinity for this Shoddy lady.
She's in every song.
She's in every song. So and then I Googled it and I was like, there's nobody named Shoddy that like
That's so
that
funny.
warrants this kind of attention.
Yeah.
So that was written in my notes and I actually wrote it twice. It was such I had an epiphany 2 different times. It's this one down. I wrote, oh no, that's not the one I wrote down twice.
Oh boy.
The one I wrote down twice just says, I don't know what grading on a curve means. I don't know
There's a
what
bug on your neck.
Oh,
Is there?
great.
Yeah.
Don't move. Don't get it. Just sit
Well, I
there.
don't know where it is.
Oh, no.
Go like this.
Is it a spider?
We're off to a
No,
rough
you're a
start
beetle.
in the new set.
Beetle.
It was tiny though. Teeny
I
tiny.
think it was like a wood tick or something. I don't
No,
know.
it wasn't
Not a
a
big
wood
deal.
tick. It was teeny tiny.
You need some light in there?
I see nothing.
Oh no, it's on your shirt. Stop.
Got him.
Oh,
He's
tiny.
part of the set now.
Yuck.
Put him on the table.
Little Paul McCartney.
Okay, focus in.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Okay, go ahead.
I wrote, I don't know what grading on a curve means.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
the next thing I wrote was, I thought Shoddy was a person, like a singer or something. And then the next thing I wrote was, I don't know what grading on a curve means.
I really don't know. I still don't
On a
know.
different day. Like I came back and I was like, oh, that's a good thought.
Still have no idea what it is.
Still don't know what grading on a curve means.
Oh man.
I have a game and you really have to put your trust in me here. I do not know what is in these. I had Corbin put, so what's in, these are little zoo kind of enclosure things. And within these are different animals.
Yep.
I don't know what's in any of these. Okay. I did not look at them. Corbin doesn't have any kind of preference where I'd be like, oh, I know he puts the blue one in that. Just completely random. And what I think we should do, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's 10 of them, but we can discard one, is we should each draw 3 of them and then see which of our teams would like win in a fight or something.
Okay.
So
We can do that.
and I'll even just let you guys pick and I'll take whatever's left.
Okay, so
if you
take 3?
want me to do that. Yeah, just take any
They're
3.
just actual animals. Like
Yeah, they're
a turtle.
animals.
That you'd find in a zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Gray, orange, pink,
Interesting
I'm gonna take
combo.
blue, purple, and yellow.
I took all the colors that I thought were the worst.
Oh,
Interesting.
I'm going to take brown and teal and red. So the one that we're not going to use is green.
All
Should I
right.
open green
Yeah,
to see
open
what
green
we're not
first. It'll
getting?
for sure be a lion.
This is the one that we're not getting.
Rhinoceros.
Ooh, a panda
Ooh,
bear.
Poe.
bear. Poe.
Panda bear, the Kung Fu Panda, not part of the fight, unfortunately.
No.
So,
Well, it'd be an automatic dub. So
yep,
good.
Kung Fu Panda will be the referee.
Okay, we each should do
Yeah,
one.
we'll each do one. Should we do it all at the same time? Or just one at a
Ooh,
time?
I got a
Very good.
koala.
Ooh, koala, tough.
I got a giraffe.
Giraffe, that's a good one. Ooh, I have an elephant,
Oh,
and I
boy.
swear I hate that I got this. I hate that I got this.
Scott's 1,000% going to win, and then he's gonna wish he never played the game.
Yeah,
Okay, so
it's already looking a little sus that I got the
we
elephant. on
have, we
my
have a
first
clear
drop.
1, 2, 3 right now. I have a freaking koala.
Yeah.
All right,
Got it all.
let's switch the game to cutest team.
Yeah, well, we can do whatever we want.
Oh, yeah, let's do cutest. I've got a
bear.
a
Oh,
little
that's
bear.
a great one.
But if
Cute
you
little bear.
got
That's
like a
good for a
grizzly
fight, too.
bear,
A
Grizzly
bear is a
bear.
great answer.
Grizzly bear's good for a
Yep,
fight.
that's good.
What else you got?
Okay. A lion.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
a lion, solid choice.
we need Scott to
Ooh,
have
a
2.
tiger.
That's a good one too.
An elephant and a
That's good
tiger
one,
is a
too.
great
Yeah,
start.
you've got a pretty good team.
Yeah, you've got diversity.
Yep.
All right.
Jeepers. I got a monkey.
Your team is-
Monkeys are like scrappy though.
Yeah, I mean, if I got a
ferocious.
gorilla, but a monkey is getting whacked by
I got
all
a
yours.
monkey.
Chimpanzee known to rip a face off.
hippopotamus.
Oh, that's a solid
That's an
one.
amazing
Ooh, if
one.
you got a
It's the
hippopotamus,
most
I know
deadly
what this is. It's a rhinoceros. My team is
What the-
so good, and I wish I never brought this up. This is terrible. I have an elephant, a tiger, and a rhinoceros.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
impossible to
Mine
beat
are
that.
good. Would a giraffe be in? I don't know.
Giraffe
maybe
could be
not.
solid.
This-
Yeah, they're
Then
violent.
mine's pretty solid
The
too.
laptop went
Greg got
dark.
all not solid.
But also, he couldn't have really cheated. What
No,
was the
'cause-
one we didn't pick?
You didn't pick the panda, and that would have been good too.
Yeah, that would have been good too. So like we picked first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say probably me and then Laura
Yeah.
is not that far behind.
No.
Really.
The giraffe just isn't as good.
Elephant makes it OP. Maybe
Yeah.
we should next time if we were going to do this again. This is a recurring game that we play
Every
all the time.
single time we play
I
this.
would not include the elephant because it
Yeah.
almost feels like an automatic win. Now, if you
Yeah.
swap the elephant for the panda bear, then what do we think? Now who's
You
winning?
still have a rhinoceros.
You
Yeah.
still think I'm the winner?
What's going to
'Cause
stop a
Laura
rhinoceros?
has the hippo, which is
Hippo and a
also
lion.
a
It's like
solid.
the deadliest animal.
Isn't the lion one of the most deadly though too?
I have
That's
no
the king of
idea.
They're the
jungle.
king of the jungle.
They are
so
the
I
king
feel
of the
like
jungle. So I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, that's just a fun little
These
thing
are
I wanted
cute.
to do.
I like them.
Yeah, they're good.
They're very cute.
Well, I got a koala and a monkey, so
Yeah, not the best team.
I'm gonna hope to God that this bear is just the most overpowered bear of all time.
See, now if we did like which team is the best at maybe pulling off a heist, that's a good team
yeah,
right there.
that's true.
Koala bear,
That's
a
very
monkey,
true.
I need
and
a raccoon
yeah. What was your third one? Koala bear, monkey,
and a bear.
and a bear. Yeah, that's a solid heist crew.
His
right
would
there.
also be the most likely to be toys in a kid's room,
Yeah.
like stuffed
Oh
animals.
yeah, I won that one.
you
So you
definitely
got
won
all
that.
kinds of stuff.
You definitely
Great
won
team.
that.
What
Oh,
else
funny.
do we want to do? What do we want to hit? Do we want to do a little bit of discussion, a little chit chatting, perhaps about school plays and or musicals and or church plays and or musicals?
Yes.
I said and or too many times, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that went on for too long.
I hate how sweaty your glass is.
Dripping all over.
Yes,
The air conditioning is broken in our house.
That's a problem.
apologize.
It's a
I
good
hate a
time to
sweaty
start.
glass.
First
know.
episode, sweating like crazy, brand new set.
It actually feels pretty good down here.
Mhm.
It's just it's a little bit of condensation in the air.
Yeah. Greg, did you ever do Safari Theater?
nope.
You never
You
did that?
didn't?
No, I was like an extra in Tom Sawyer.
That was
Oh.
Safari.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, but I was
Summer
never like
Safari.
one of the actors.
Oh, that must have been the last year you did it because that was the last year I did it. So
Yeah.
then you were like,
Were you an 8th grader that year?
I don't have any idea. I don't remember. I think I
You
might have been
young,
younger
maybe a
than
6th
that.
grader.
Yeah, 6th grade because I still had that really long
Oh yeah,
hair.
I think 6th grade is as old as they do it.
Tom Sawyer, that was at the church
Yeah.
in town, and it was
Mhm.
hot and sweaty in there too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember.
Mm-hmm.
Running around in our costumes.
Yeah.
Can I brag a little bit about Tom Sawyer? You know what I'm going to say, right?
Yes, I know what
You
you're
go
gonna
ahead say it for me so I don't have to
Scott
brag.
got cast as Tom Sawyer and he turned him down.
I
He
said, I don't want
want to be
your-
Tom Sawyer.
I don't want your lead role.
Yeah, who were you?
I don't even remember the character's name that I ended up
You
being.
weren't like Finn?
No.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. I just swapped out for a role that had one little scene
Yeah.
because I was like, I don't want to be doing all that.
Maybe you were the guy who owned the general store or something like that.
No,
or
I
the
was-
sheriff or
I was one of the rascally kids, and
Oh.
I was like the first one to come out then. I had the
Okay.
opening scene,
yeah.
and I was like sword fighting or something. But yeah, I looked at the little pages on what I'd have to do if I was going to be Tom, and I was like, mm-mm. No,
Ultimately, way too much memorizing.
too
Thank
much
you.
stuff to do. So I just traded with someone else.
Yep.
And
And they
then
loved being Tom.
Yeah, and he did great.
That's his
Yeah.
kid.
Tanner crushed it. But I just didn't. I was like, the Summer Safari Theater thing. I was kind of there just to hang out with the buddies.
Yeah.
And,
And just
I,
have something to do.
yeah, I didn't want to put all that work in. I
Yeah.
wanted it to feel like more of a little fun little summer vacation thingy.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure on being the lead.
Yeah, that's a job, and I didn't
Yeah.
want to have a job. The years prior, they cast Aladdin as a grown adult man.
Oh yeah, they did.
It was all of us children, and then a grown adult man was Aladdin.
One
so
of the
it's like,
leaders of it. Yeah.
why didn't they bring him in back to be Tom Sawyer?
Yeah.
Because I killed the audition. They're like, we can't bring. He was 45 at that time.
You were in Aladdin. You were one of the guard guys too.
Yep, I was Razul. Is that his
Razul.
name?
Razul.
He was a bad Mamma Jamma. And I had my like little librarian glasses.
I don't remember.
I did not look cool. You know what I'm talking about? I just had like my regular glasses that I wore.
Yeah,
and they're just
they were
tiny
small.
little.
I had small lenses like that too. That
Yeah.
must have been an early 2000s thing. Everyone had the small lenses.
Yeah, it was like, oh, the smaller it is, the less noticeable they are.
Yeah.
But
Also, the
glasses
uglier.
yeah, they look terrible.
Now,
I
the
have-
bigger, the prettier.
Yeah, I have video of all that. And I was supposed to be like this tough guard.
Yeah.
And I just looked like the biggest goon ever. It was terrible.
I was one of the narrators.
Yeah.
That was a fun part too.
And you also were in the song where they're like, yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Greg knows.
Yes.
Kinda.
Yeah. You were in that singing chorus line thing or whatever.
Mhm.
You
Yep.
really only did the one single year?
I thought you did more than that.
Not that I remember.
Man, what the heck? How'd you get out of that?
Did they maybe stop doing it for a while?
That's would be the only thing that would make sense because I would have done it. I would think.
Yeah, I think you would have done it too.
Yeah, all your
Maybe
friends
they
did
stopped
plays.
doing it for a while.
The only thing I remember was the "Oh necklace, where are you?" bit.
Yes. Was that you?
That was me.
came out
Yeah,
with it?
that was awesome.
That's when Greg was probably about a second grader. Would you say is that when we started to realize Greg was funny?
No, it was in Oxbow when I made that.
The
yeah, you're
Guitar
probably about
Hero
a second
video.
grader.
Yeah, the Guitar
oh no,
Hero
you
video.
might have been littler.
Yeah, because
I was old. Like I probably like third or fourth.
Yeah,
grade.
I was in sixth-ish grade
Yeah.
when we lived in Oxbow.
Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe a
So
third
Greg was like
grader,
a
maybe a
third
third
grader,
grader.
fourth
We
grader.
started to realize Greg was really funny.
He just
That was a
would
fun day for us to
Yeah,
realize
he
Greg
just-
was.
disappear and like he disappeared one day and made this really long like Guitar Hero vlog or something.
It was awesome.
It was just way funnier than it had any business being. Just cracking up watching that dang thing.
Yeah, from then we knew Greg was. But Mom knew you were funny when you were pretending to sneeze on the food at KFC. You were
I was
little for that.
I was little for that.
Greg was, I don't know, what, 6? I don't know how big you were. And he went up to the buffet at KFC and he started going,
She was like, don't. That's why the glass is there. So people don't sneeze on it. And Greg's like,
pretending to sneeze on it.
Stop.
That's one of Mom's favorite Greg stories is when he was pretending to sneeze
That's
on the
classic.
KFC buffet.
We did a play at church that I don't know if either of you were in, but I had to be in it. It was something where I played like a hillbilly cousin. It was like me and my hillbilly family were supposed to like help our city folk cousins like come back to Jesus or
Yeah.
something was like the plot.
No.
Yeah. Was it a Christmas one? Because there
don't
was one
think
year
it
for a
was.
Christmas play, I had like a Little House on the Prairie dress and a bonnet and all that.
I don't know if it was a Christmas thing. It was at the new church.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, then it probably wasn't.
But that was a thing where like they told me about it at Sunday school and they're like, you're going to play this character and
Yeah.
here's a little booklet with all the lines in it.
Yeah.
And then I didn't tell Mom or Dad about it at all.
Yeah.
And I didn't learn my lines. I was like, I don't want to do all that.
Oh,
This is a precursor to Tom Sawyer. I was
Yeah, this guy just had no
This
interest.
is the job.
I was
No,
like, I
thank
ain't
you.
doing all that. Then it was like the time for the play to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I'm playing this character. And Mom and Dad were like, you're what? We don't even, you're doing, have you practiced at all? I was like, nope, didn't even open the book.
Oh
Don't know any of my
my
lines.
gosh.
So what I would do is I like thumbed through basically on the drive over there
Mm-hmm.
and I like looked at where my lines were and then when I would be off stage.
Mm-hmm.
So then I just learned the first part
Oh,
and
my
I was okay, I
goodness.
know that I'll go backstage after this part. So then I didn't even look at it. I learned this part and it was me coming out and doing like, howdy cousin, da da da, good to see you. And then I went back inside and then I was back behind stage memorizing the next section of lines.
He
and then I
cracked
would
the
do it
code.
again.
He cracked the code, but he also made himself do a lot more work that day.
I was stressed
Yeah.
out a little bit, but you know, I'm sure everybody was like, wow, this kid should be Tom Sawyer in a couple of years.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
what they
think
were
that's
thinking.
exactly what happened. I don't think I was in that. I remember having to wear a Little House on the Prairie dress, but I think that was for a Christmas something or other.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. So I don't think I was part of that.
There is the cutest video of all time of Scott when you were probably 4. Emmanuel.
The bells, ringing the little
Oh,
bells.
yeah.
That is, if you have that, which I think you
Yeah, I've
do, you
got
need to
all
put a
that.
little clip of you, little baby you singing Emmanuel, tapping his head. Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
There's a video of, I don't know if I was there, but a few of my friends were doing a church recital when we were little. And Josh was standing in front of Brandon and it's perfectly framed. He just in the middle of it turns around and just punches Brandon in the balls. And he turns around with just a shit grin on his face. Like, what are you doing, Josh?
Josh did it to Brandon.
Yeah.
And Brandon's like the nicest
Pops him in the balls. Like,
Why?
it is so funny.
Why would
I'll
he
see.
do
I want to
that?
see if I can find that.
Oh, what in the world?
It's so funny.
We had the Christmas concerts and stuff in school all the time. And I remember Mrs. Bowman, she always said, don't lock your knees when you're standing up
we
there
always had some fainters.
because you might faint. And then I'm oh man, I can't remember who it was. So it was like, don't lock your knees and I'll get up and I'll show it. But then, so he was like, he really internalized that because it's like, if I lock my knees, I'll faint.
Yeah.
That was the fear. So then the entire concert, he might have even been in the front row. He's standing there like this.
His knees were not locked.
Fully bent like this. And at a certain point, it's like, how are you still holding that
It's like
pose?
impressive.
I don't know how you
She's
could
just
possibly do
watching
it.
him like, you
I'm sure
idiot.
she was like, I shouldn't have said it so he took it so literally.
Do
Don't lock
not
your
lock
knees.
your knees.
It's totally a full squat the whole time.
That's super funny.
Very impressive.
I did a lot of theater and stuff growing up. That was kind of more my interest. I did all the summer safari stuff like Scott did. We were in a few of the same shows together growing up. And then when I transferred over to a different high school, I got really involved. That was kind of the main thing that I did. Trollwood Performing Arts Center over in Moorhead, Minnesota, they do really, really cool musicals every summer. So I got to be in 2 shows there. I got to do Anything Goes and I got to do Music Man. And they're like professional level
music.
And
shows.
they do that at Blue Stem.
Out at Blue Stem. And we should put a picture of Blue Stem because we've talked about it a couple times, but it's truly the coolest venue ever.
Home of the Florida show.
Home of the canceled Florida concert.
That's right.
That's where I got to see Daughtry.
Oh man, Daughtry at Blue Stem.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like they bring in professionals from around the US to come and work with the students. And it really is as close to professional as a lot of these kids will
Yeah, it's
ever
a
get.
big it's a big deal around here.
Yeah.
Huge
Like,
deal.
the shows are packed.
Yes.
Yeah, you
The
get
whole amphitheater
it's
gets
just the
filled up.
community to show up. It's
Yeah.
not like parents. It's like
It's
everybody.
everybody.
Yeah, any just regular people will
Fargo
go.
and
It's not
Moorhead
just
people
supporting
just
your
Yep.
go.
kid.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a cool thing. I
Yep.
love Safari Theater.
The director
Or not
Trollwood.
Safari Theater, Trollwood.
Trollwood, yeah.
Safari. I would not just go to a safari.
Yeah, things that feel illegal but aren't.
Just
going to a
going-
safari
going
theater.
to watch the Tom Sawyer
Yeah.
play for no reason at all.
Going to like a t-ball game when you don't know any of the kids. It's not
Just
illegal.
going to the city pool.
Damn
with
near
all the
should
kids.
be. Yeah.
I think the city pool should be illegal.
I think it
If you're
should be.
just
If you
going to
aren't with
pool,
a kid, you should not be able to.
there's an age limit on the pool,
Yep.
and it's a lot younger than you'd think.
That
All right.
if you did a draft of things that feel illegal but
Yeah.
aren't, I would think it would be going to a city pool and sitting in the kiddie pool and just not talking to anybody.
That might
That is
actually be
not illegal.
It's not. I think it
Just
might
sitting
be.
in the kiddie pool? What's illegal about that?
It would lead to you being trespassed, which
Yeah.
is illegal.
Yes.
So it would lead to.
But if you would like just went to some pool in Fargo and just sat in the kiddie pool in a swimsuit, just sat
sunglasses
there.
on.
Not illegal.
That's
It's
so
horrifying.
That is horrifying. It's a terrible visual.
It's, oh gosh, that's like the 101.
I wonder how long it would take for someone to come up and ask you to leave. Probably not,
Not
long.
Not long.
It would not
3
take them
minutes.
off
Not long.
long.
3 minutes,
Yep.
and they'd be like, "Hey, get the hell out of here! What
Well, I feel like
are you sitting in the kiddie pool?"
isn't that how people responded to when Sal was doing the Impractical Jokers bit at the pool? And
Yeah.
the parents were kind of like, "No, he was being a lifeguard. Never mind." That
Never
was an
saw it.
awesome episode, though.
Ugh. And I know it's lame to like talk about a TV show,
Mm-hmm.
but I think my favorite bit on Impractical Jokers was when he was at a beer tasting thing.
And they cut.
And they kept telling him to cut people off.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
you're cut off.
gosh.
And like take the glass that they paid for and be like, you're cut off, you're
they
cut
paid
off.
$50
Yes.
for the glass.
And that would be, oh man, my skin would crawl.
You're so
Both ends of
clearly
it.
drunk.
He
I'd be
did
like,
such a good job with it, though.
I would hate to be on either end of that.
Yes.
I could talk about the Jokers for like 2 hours.
Yeah,
Like,
they're good.
They have so many good bits.
Jokers are, what's the word? They're where it's either love them or hate them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very polarizing.
Polarizing. They're very
Yeah.
polarizing.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Jokers. The Jokers are good. It's
I
good,
think-
clean family fun.
I think there's 2 that are super similar of like the hardest punishments to actually continue to do was when Sal kept pulling the cord in that bus
Yeah,
at
to
Disney
stop.
World to stop the bus.
oh no.
He did it like 8 times and people were yelling at him. And then similarly when Q had to keep bidding on the auction or like taking the auction items back once they were won, and he's like, I'm not selling these.
That's like a get off my pond.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what
He kept doing that, and like when Sal was yelling bingo and he didn't have bingo, it's like, how do they do it? Oh, your skin would just be crawling.
Speaking of the pond, someone commented and said if Rihanna had a pawn shop, it would be called Ponda Replay. And I was like, that is so funny.
Ponda Replay is a classic.
That was a good thought. I like that one.
See, that's why you guys are just on top notch.
You're all very clever. But being in shows out at Bluestem is seriously the coolest thing. Oh, it's so cool. Even like just going to a show there is so cool.
Yeah,
being in is.
I never did a show there, but we used to live kind of by it, and we would ride our bikes up there, and I would kind of just like dink around on the stage, and I felt like, wow, I'm a big deal. I'm up on the stage. Yes, sir. And then they were like building the sets one summer, and I would go up there and I would just like walk around on the set.
I forget we did that.
Yeah, I pretend to be Tom Sawyer. I was like, man,
if only I would have not turned that down.
What if I could have been Tom Sawyer? That would have been so sick.
It's your biggest regret in life.
They're doing Mamma Mia this summer. It's going to be really fun.
Oh, here we go.
It's going to be really fun to go see. Yeah,
well,
it's gonna be great.
Guys, Mamma Mia is not even a musical, though, because the songs aren't original songs written for the musical. So it doesn't
You're making a lot of people upset right now. It's not even just targeted at us.
It doesn't count. It's not even a musical. No, I think it is. That's what I'm saying. I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, it for sure is. And then I was also... I got to be Belle in Beauty and the Beast.
Oh yeah, duh.
When I was a senior in high school, I got to play Belle, and that was the coolest role. That's a dream role for sure. So I did not turn down like Tom Sawyer did over here, but
she didn't have the guts to turn it down.
I didn't have the guts to turn it down.
And Kyle was like the dead beast.
Yeah, so he was the stand-in for the Beast because in the transformation when he goes from being the Beast to being a human, the guy who played the Beast couldn't do both, so he was just waiting backstage as a human. So Kyle had to stand in during when he was fighting Gaston and he dies.
Oh, he got to die.
Yep, he got to die.
It's a big scene.
Kyle got to be the one to die. And then he, just kind of how it is in the movie, when she's crying and says, I love you, and then he turns into the human, that was Kyle. So everyone's like, oh, that's so cute.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle.
That's funny.
I can put in the picture of it too.
I think it would have been like a real low blow if it was the other way where like the Beast was the Beast the whole show and then Kyle got to come out at the end.
He got to
like,
be the face.
The prince. He's like he didn't have to do all the rest of the work. He's like, I get to be the handsome prince at the end.
But yeah, that was Kyle. I'll definitely put in the picture so you can see that too. It was a fun one.
Did you do either of you when we were in kindergarten, first grade at the kindergarten, first grade school? They did a play thing every year.
Yep.
Do you remember doing that?
Yep. The first year when I was a kindergartner, they did one about a mouse and cheese. I do not remember exactly what it was, but I very distinctly remember a mouse and cheese. And then my first grade year, so we were the older kids, it was about colors. So it was our cousin.
pretty vague.
What was about mouse and cheese and what was about colors?
It was about colors.
They weren't very good.
And our cousin Alex was the lead. And he was
blue.
No, he wasn't blue. He wore this like white trench coat. He was like the artist or the painter, the professor, whatever he was. He was like the orchestrator of the colors.
Sweet.
And then there was, I think, of the Roy G. Biv colors, there was one person per thing. And I remember Megan got to be one and Sam got to be one. And I was so sad because I didn't get to be a freaking color. So then the rest of the kids were items within that color. So I was a red flower. And then there was like blue raindrops and things like that. And I remember just being devastated that I wasn't one of the Roy G. Biv.
I guess colors. I don't have a single memory at all of any of that.
I have no idea what you're
strange.
talking about. I would have been tiny when this happened.
Yeah, you would have just been a baby.
You said you were a first grader?
First grader.
Yeah, I would have been tiny.
I wasn't even in kindergarten yet.
Yeah.
We did, when I was a first grader, the cats and dogs thing. It was about friendship or whatever. And oh man, I was so mad. I was so mad because it was we had two classes, like music class. So it's like class A and class B. We'd go at different times. Yeah. And class A had gone to music class and they all got to pick what they wanted to be. And then class B came in and I was in class B.
You just got the leftovers?
And it was, I can't remember, Mrs. Bope.
Yes.
And she said, oh, everybody in the last class chose dog. So you all get to be cats. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
Duh, yeah.
I have to be a cat?
You give a bunch of first graders the choice between dog and cat.
Yeah, she's like, what do you want to be?
Give
dog
me
or
a
cat?
choice. I'm going to pick dog.
And there were like 3 people picked cat and everyone else picked dog. Of course, all of my friends got to be dog. So I'm the only cat. I might have been one of 2 boys in the whole cat group. And then they had me go up there and purr into the microphone
I feel
like
like
a kitty
I remember
cat.
that.
Yeah. And my line was something about like, oh, it'll go perfectly or
Yes,
something. And I was so
yes.
embarrassed to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because all my friends were like, oh, woo, oh, oh.
Yeah.
Tyler's a
All the
dog.
homies.
Yeah. Bachmeyer's up there like,
All the boys, the hound dogs.
and I'm like,
Boys.
it'll go perfectly. And we're like, shut up, idiot.
Get off the stage.
You'll never be Tom Sawyer. This kid sucks. It's dad. This kid sucks.
Oh, man.
I do kind
Randy,
of remember that now
That's
that you
Scott.
say it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Randy.
He's got like, he can't see through the
That's a
makeup.
cat.
That kid sucks.
My son would never be a cat.
My son's with the dogs.
I know he's up there barking. Bark up there, Scotty.
Randy, sit down.
No, that's not.
Yeah, he's like,
pulling him.
hold me
No,
back,
no,
hold me
my son's a dog.
Hold me
Poor
back.
Dad.
Yeah.
Complete hypothetical.
Disclaimer, this didn't happen.
did not
It's not a true story.
Didn't
Did not
actually
happen.
happen,
It would not
apparently.
happen.
In 5th grade, I think I was. Do you remember when we did Joseph?
Yeah, we have.
You
video of
weren't in
Joseph.
that though, were you?
Nope.
See, that I actually kind of remember.
Yeah, I'm
At
pretty
least
sure I was a 5th
VHS
grader.
tapes of
Yeah,
it.
we have video of that.
Yes. And Joseph at the time was genuinely like my favorite movie. It's still one of my
It's
favorites.
awesome.
But it was so fun because we basically just did the songs. But we did that in 5th grade. And in the movie, she does a thing where she's playing the harmonica. She's got her hands kind of up like this and she's playing the harmonica. The narrator does. And I had to mimic that. And we have it on.
Oh, do
so
we?
You should
I'll find
yes.
that. Were you going like?
Yes, that's exactly
Oh,
that's
yeah.
exactly
That sounds
what I was doing.
familiar.
I was trying so hard to make it sound like a harmonica, but I was literally just going.
Yeah, I remember that now. It was, yeah, I remember it being bad.
You should play it.
I do remember it. I remember like,
But you should play it with the sound.
And action. Wow, that was terrible.
It's definitely just,
Dad, that girl sucks.
and I don't have any face makeup on. It's very obviously me.
Clearly not harmonica. Were you an Annie?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that was Safari though too.
yeah.
Oh.
That was before I started doing it.
Yeah.
Annie.
I was a 5th grader. in
Were you
that one, too.
Annie?
No, I was Lily St. Regis.
Oh
Lily
yeah, you were
St.
Lily St.
Regis.
Lily
Regis.
St. Regis.
Lil St. Regis.
Oh
Yeah,
wait,
on the
oh
mic.
no, duh, the one with the fur coat.
Yeah,
Forgot about
Easy
Lil-
Street.
Lil
Her
St.
and Rooster
Regis.
Hannigan.
That's my boy.
I know.
Ruh, ruh,
Lil
ruh, ruh, ruh.
St. Regis.
Lil St. Regis. He's got 2 tracks in NFL Street. Lil St. Regis.
It was Annie, and you also, I think the first one was the 3 little pigs.
Yeah, Goldilocks
yeah,
and the
I
3
remember
pigs.
videos of that.
Oh wait, Goldilocks and the 3 pigs.
Yeah,
That's not right.
that's what.
Isn't it
3
Goldilocks and the
bears.
3 bears?
Yes, but they wrote their own play.
Oh,
it was
they-
this group out of Grand Forks that would run this summer safari, and they wrote their own shows. After that is probably when you started doing it.
How to Eat Like a Child.
That I remember.
Oh, was that your first year?
the
That
first
was
one
when
I did.
Eric.
You weren't in Annie.
Something about
I was
like,
not in Annie.
is your fridge running?
Eric
Like,
did prank calls.
Yeah.
Then you
Bachmeyer
better
got
go
to do
catch it.
prank calls.
Yeah, he got you prank calls.
I sang
Yeah.
the song about bragging.
yeah,
Yeah.
the brag rag.
The brag rag.
Yeah.
Brag,
what it
brag,
was?
bragging. Yeah.
Didn't you do that with Tanner?
With
Yeah.
Tanner.
yeah.
sure you
My
both-
Full
boy.
circle.
Yeah.
Tom
full circle.
Sawyer.
Tommy. Yeah. That's how we had a rapport.
Yeah, it was like a rap battle. Winner gets Tom Sawyer.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Scott got it.
Yep.
that was
And then
fun.
after that was Aladdin.
Yeah.
So why did they have a grown man play Aladdin? You could have a kid be Aladdin.
No one could hack it.
They must have asked the boys and none of them wanted to do it or something.
They
I
asked me
don't
and
know
said
about
no.
that. I
said
think the
can't.
guy Jack Blacked it is what I think happened.
He was like a Jack Black
yeah.
type too.
That's the only, like, what would you call it? I don't know if you call it a play, like show, I guess. That's the only show that you would have an adult do it is School
if
of
you
Rock.
did School of Rock.
That would be
yeah.
cool. Like if Kyle was
Yeah.
Dewey, like that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Could you
Kyle
imagine?
was Dewey.
Kinder needs to do that next year. Kyle is Dewey. That'd be awesome. The only one I thought of, I did some play in 4th grade just in our class. Could not tell you what it was called. It was something like adjacent to Rumpelstiltskin. It was a name like that was the name of the play. And I was that guy. I can't remember what it was called. I can't even give more clues than that. It was literally just like Rumpelstiltskin. It was like a long,
But parents
weird
came
name.
into your classroom and watched it?
Yep. And I remember I got to be the lead. Like me and Mason were the only two that wanted to do it.
Oh.
And I got to be the lead.
We did that a couple times. It was just a
Mason?
play in the classroom.
Yeah. That was the only time I really
We did like
got
a
to do it.
Pilgrims one. Did you do a Pilgrims one?
We never
We
did
did
that.
one about the West, and I was Buffalo Bill, and I had a mustache, fake mustache.
Do we want to do our draft?
Yeah, I'm excited
Oh, yeah,
about
I
this.
I'm excited, but also I hope we're all on the same page about what the topic is.
I think we do. I
Okay.
think we are.
Okay.
And even
Okay.
if we're not, I think it'll work.
It'll be
Because
fine.
whatever you're thinking will be fine.
Yeah, we're all on the same page.
So to be clear, what the topic that we're drafting is food/meals from movies or TV. That would be like delicious.
That
looks
looked
so good.
appetizing. That looked good.
Mm,
Like
they
you,
look so
you
good.
and I thought I was gonna have a light day at work. Did not, and I was like kind of panicking because I got to do minimal research. But once I started, it just was like I was
Floodgates.
remembering things. Like, why do I remember that looking so good?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping I have like 11. Hopefully, it's enough.
And did you say it can be real or fake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yep,
definitely
it can be
real,
or
or else
fake.
I'm
Yeah.
toast.
The majority of mine are real, but there were a few fake things that did
Yeah,
look
I've got
good
a
as well.
handful of both.
Mhm.
I want to also preface, I excluded from my list any of the breakfasts that Eric and I
Good,
already
because
covered.
I was gonna look
I
into
don't have any of
those.
those either.
I was gonna watch your video back, and I was like, yeah, I'll just have.
Yep.
Okay.
I do have one breakfast on here, but you did not have it
Okay.
in your video.
We did a whole video on it. If you want to have a whole conversation about breakfasts, that's the place to look. If you're
I
looking
figured
for breakfast content. So the order is Laura and then me and then
And
Greg.
Okay, here's the one that I was most excited about, so I was hoping I could go first. My number one pick is from Spy Kids.
Son of a bee.
That
Why would you?
wait? There's a few things that I have written from Spy Kids. So what is it?
Yeah, I don't think that her taking
The
this.
Mm.
microwavable
That's the
little
best one.
packet that turns into a burger and
Yeah,
fries.
that's absolutely the first one I wrote down.
That's
Yep.
the best one. Also, I'm just realizing now that's a McDonald's ad.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is it
That's
a McDonald's
It is a
container?
Big Mac and large fry.
Yeah,
I wrote
it's-
down Spy Kids Big Mac large fry.
It's
That's
totally
funny.
a commercial.
I didn't go look at it. I was just remembering burger and fries, but
Yeah.
that's funny that it was. That is genuinely, I think anyone our age would say that is a core memory
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
of the Spy Kids
Gets it in there,
microwave.
boop,
Yes.
burger fries.
So cool.
She's
Yeah.
eating that thing. Mm.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
so good.
now I'm worried because I know what he's going to take, and it was my top 2.
Oh, well, then I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
I've got a lot of off the wall stuff on here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with from the Aristocats.
Thank God.
Yeah.
It's called Creme de la Edgar,
Yep.
and it's the little. It's cat food. It's disgusting, but it looks so good. It
Creme
looks
de la Edgar.
yes, it looks like cookie dough kind
Yep.
of.
Someone
something.
commented about that on the last video. Did they dip crackers into that?
they-
Because someone commented
Maybe
about
they do.
your scamper crackers that you were
Uh-huh.
talking about. Someone was like, I always think of the crackers from Aristocats.
They do.
Yeah.
The little mouse. He dunks it.
Yes. Yes.
He does.
Yeah.
dip the
Someone commented.
crackers
Was like,
in
those
there.
are the crackers that I think of when I think of like
Yeah.
movie.
Oh
snacks.
man, whoever said that,
Yep.
you know what's up. That's delicious. Creme de la
You're gonna
Edgar.
get a good one right now, and you're gonna take.
Oh,
the one
yeah,
that I want.
so Spy Kids was the first thing I thought of,
Yep.
but my favorite pick by far is Dak Shepard in Zathura housing that sandwich,
Oh.
chips, and Diet Coke.
Yeah, with
I
the
don't
mustard.
remember
Does he
that.
put a bunch of mustard on
No
it?
person has ever looked hungrier and more satisfied to eat.
Oh,
People are going to connect with that one
Dak.
for
I'm
sure.
gonna have
he's
to.
all like,
Yeah, he's
Oh,
just
Dax.
munching that sandwich.
I'm gonna have to Google that after this because it's not ringing a bell for me.
You'll see it and be like, oh yeah, that made you so hungry as a kid.
that reminds me of like if you're playing at recess or you're at somebody's birthday party or you're swimming or whatever, and you're just so exerted, and
Yep.
then you go and you get like a ham sandwich and some
Yep.
Burritos.
Yep.
That's
Slaps.
that's basically the Zathura scene.
Yes, that scene is incredible.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So that's
I
like the
didn't think
best
of that.
eating scene ever. Oh, so I could have waited on that. Okay.
Didn't think of it.
Doesn't matter. I wanted it so bad. Got that. I really was hoping I'd go Zathura Spy Kids. I'm gonna go Home Alone.
Oh, whoa. No
I had a
way
Home
you
Alone
say what
one
I'm
too.
gonna
I had a
say.
Home Alone one as well.
Can I say if I say Home Alone, and then I pick one of the dishes I'm thinking of. Can you guys take the other one?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
I think
no.
I got one from Home Alone that I'm really
There's two.
excited
Yeah.
about.
There's two that are
There's
so
two
good.
great options. Well, there's kind of three good options from Home Alone, but
There's two that are so good. I will go with the mac and cheese.
that's what you were gonna
that's
pick,
not
right?
what I was gonna
it's
say.
not. I thought
That
you were gonna
was
take mac
the
and
second one I was thinking of.
cheese. Yeah,
But that wasn't the one I was gonna say. That mac and cheese looks
it looks so
freaking good.
Yeah,
with
I
his
never-
little glass of milk.
That
Yeah.
one's it's in the breakfast video with Eric. It's a
Yeah.
little Easter egg if you go watch that one.
Yeah.
We talked about
The
that a
reason
little
I'm taking that over the other one you're probably going to take is because he didn't even get to eat the dang thing. And
didn't,
it's
yeah.
so sad. It's
And it
like
looks
he
so-
was so
looks
ready.
So good.
He didn't get to eat it. So it's
Yep.
like, I'll take
and
it.
it's like
Yep, that's a good
steaming.
one.
It looks hot and
Yep.
fresh.
Yeah.
And it's like the perfect. You know how when you put mac and cheese into a bowl or on a plate or whatever, and you let it sit for just a second, and it kind of gets a very thin shell.
Yeah, just like
on the top of
coagulates
it,
just a little bit.
and you got to kind of break through the
Yep.
tiniest little thin layer
Yep.
of cheese. It's like
That's what it looks like.
That's what he was about to do.
Yeah,
Poor
that
Kevin.
was a good
You
answer.
didn't
That was
get
on
it.
my list as well.
that one is so good. Oh, it makes me not want to take the Home Alone one that I have.
Oh,
There's two more.
I'll
Home
take
Alone
it.
ones.
Yeah,
There's
I will
two more
gladly
Home
take
Alones
it.
that you could
I don't
pick.
even know what you guys are thinking of because I think the one I'm thinking of, there's no way you
okay.
also have.
All right.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get
Yep.
one.
I am going to take. I have a few that all look like the same thing, so I think maybe I'll just take one of them. So let me just come back.
He's going to take more cat food?
I w-
All right, from Garfield, he picks 5. That play he was in really struck a chord.
I've never been the same. No, I've got a few that are kind of like cookie dough ish things.
The cat play.
Yeah. Cookie dough.
For my second choice, I'm gonna take Sploosh from Holes.
That okay.
Oh.
There was. I knew there was something. I kept
What a
thinking like
weird pick.
Yeah.
goo. Like there was something. But the word sploosh is what I was trying to
And it's
think
the
of.
peaches, the
Yes.
canned peaches.
Yes.
Really
Forgot
old.
about that.
Or the jarred peaches.
That's so funny because I knew there was a word that was kind of like that I couldn't think of.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. Was
Yep.
sploosh.
Sploosh.
What
Weird.
the
And
heck?
they loved the Sploosh.
Yeah, they did.
Let
They
me
did.
say.
They did.
I think they sold it even after
Well, it's the end of the
fact.
movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they do sell it.
Yeah.
They can it up and they sell it.
Yeah.
Or as like a drink maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the Sploosh also keeps the lizards away, which
Yes.
is great.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's the onions. What am I
Oh
talking
yeah,
about?
you're right. It's
I'm
not
all
the
over the
sploosh.
place.
Yeah, that's right.
But
Okay,
the
now
sploosh
I
is
get
delicious.
I get 2 now. Oh, I've got so many good ones on my list. I'm excited to when we're done to say our honorable mentions and like get them
Yeah.
all out there.
Yep.
Okay, the next one I'm going to pick is one that every time I see this movie, it makes me want this item. And it's on the end of Elf when Jovi makes a big bowl of ramen noodles.
You son of a bee.
That's so specific.
I'm going to run out of freaking options over here. That's on my list.
That
I
one-
thought for sure that was in the clear.
Every time I
is
see
that?
her with
Yes.
them, she's watching the news.
Yeah, Zoe Deschanel is
And he's
housing
running
those
through
ramen
the
noodles.
Yes, and she's got a bowl of ramen noodles
Oh.
with chopsticks, and she's playing with it, and she's
Yes.
kind of blowing on it, and she notices Buddy on the TV, and she doesn't eat any of it.
Another instance of
Yes.
noodles with
Yes.
no eating.
Every time I see it, I want ramen
Oh,
noodles.
That is a good one that
Yep.
I had forgotten.
That's an
about.
amazing
love-
pick, and I thought I was going to get that in the 5th.
Love that one. Okay, now I get one more.
Oh, dang it.
Ooh, man.
Okay.
The ramen on Elf, huh?
That's a good one.
This one's going to be hard to vote on. I might vote for Laura if this keeps trending like this. Spy Kids and Elf.
All right, so I can let you guys kind of help me here. Do I pick one that's going to be a universal, everyone's going to say, yeah, that's a good one, or do I go a little bit more niche?
You know I'm always going
You're
niche.
more
We
niche.
always go
You-
niche, but
whatever, yeah, whatever. I mean, if it's good,
If
it's good.
yeah, I'll leave it out there, and I'll pick it at the end. It's a general one that everyone would say is good, but I'll do a little bit more niche first.
Okay.
I am going to go with the mint sorbet,
Sorbet from Princess Diaries 2.
Don't say the mint sorbet.
that ain't niche. That's,
Don't say the mint sorbet.
It's
from
more
Princess
niche than the other
Diaries
one I was
2.
gonna
Don't say that when I have it on my list.
I'll be honest. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so
but
they put it in their mouths and they it gives her a brain freeze, and so then everyone at the table starts taking really big scoops of it, and they all get brain freezes at the table.
You take
I
that
don't
back.
remember that.
You take it back right
Scott
now.
was just about to take that.
I was going to be fair, I was going to take the more general one, and Scott said we always go more niche, and Greg said we always go more niche, so I took the one that was a little more niche.
That pisses me off, man.
I feel like, you know what? I like where I'm at, even with what you just did.
I've got 3 really
like the elf
good
one is
picks.
awesome, but I still feel like I've got to because he's probably gonna pick some freaking dog food or something. So
You're not worried about
he has cat food and sploosh. So it's got. He literally goes. He gets so mad about the voting. It's like you just picked cat food and sploosh. How are they supposed to vote for you?
He'll have one good answer on his list. And
We've
then
got the sub and Diet Coke and the mac and cheese and the
Sploosh is peaches. Sploosh is peaches, and the cat food looks like a delicious cookie dough.
I will say, me running this bit might get you some votes. So that you're
Come on,
welcome.
guys. Come on, guys. We can do it. I know there's more of us out there.
All right, you can pick your next one, Scott.
Oh, now I'm scared. You got me scared.
Just do whatever you want to do.
Okay, you know what? I will do what I'm going to do. Jellyfish sandwiches from SpongeBob.
Okay.
The
It's an
jellyfish Krabby Patty.
oddball pick.
Oh,
Delicious.
so then is Krabby Patty off the table?
Yeah,
No.
Krabby Patty would probably be off the table, wouldn't it? Maybe not. No, if
They're
you want it,
different.
You can have it. But I'm doing specifically the jellyfish version.
They're different. I don't think I'm going to go Krabby Patty regardless, but I think we still could because they are entirely different.
I won't now because you said that.
Okay.
But I will say
still-
that was my general one I was going to pick was the Krabby
Krabby
Patty.
Patty.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
All
Krabby Patty's an awesome pick, but
So then maybe we just don't because he just did the jellyfish one.
okay, I don't really care.
Okay, go ahead, Greg.
You think I give a
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I've got options. Y'all didn't take Home Alone. I'm probably going to go right back to it.
Don't say what it is. I'm going to be so mad.
He
if it's
has a massive bowl of ice
Ice
cream.
cream.
Okay,
yeah.
that's also great.
And there's
Yes.
one more in Home Alone as
Okay,
well.
So the sundae that he makes, I'm going with
that
that.
looks so
Yeah.
good.
It looks, and he's eating it.
The
It's all over his
spoon
face.
that he
Yeah.
pulls
Yes.
out is like,
That's when
no
he's watching
way.
the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, the Filthy
Yeah.
Animals movie.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep,
that
I
ice
had all three of the Home Alone foods on mine.
I'm curious to see what your guys' third one is.
I wanna
'cause
know what
I
the
thought
third
mac
one
and
is.
cheese and ice cream.
I think I know what you're thinking the third one is.
Mm-hmm.
There's almost no way it's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Mine is a very pretty obvious.
Yeah, so it's not.
Okay.
It's not what
Then
I'm
it's not
thinking,
that.
then. You got another one?
Yep, Greg gets one
I
more.
do. I'm concerned about which one I think you guys are more likely to take because I have two really good picks left. I'll go with just like any pull apart pizza from Ninja Turtles.
I had that on my list.
yeah, like when they eat pizza, it
Yeah.
looks so
It
good.
makes you want cheese pizza
Yep.
more than you've ever wanted
Yep.
cheese pizza.
I'll
in your
go
life.
with any Ninja Turtles pizza.
Yeah, that one was on my list as well.
Yep.
All right, Scott, you get another one.
I need to say something. I may have been mistaken this entire time about the creme de la egger. I might be thinking I'm combining two things into one.
What did you just say? Did you understand him?
Yeah, from Aristocats. But I
Oh.
also speak fluent Scott, so I catch more of what Scott says than like almost anyone else.
Here's what I think is happening. I want creme de la Edgar. Okay, that's what I want, and it's the one he dips the crackers in.
Mm-hmm.
But that is not the one that looks like a cookie dough. That is like a.
Does it
looks
look like a
a
soup
soup, kind of like a
Yeah.
delicious little soup thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
It's not the cookie dough thing. The cookie dough thing is from Oliver and Company. Two movies.
So which
that
which
got
one are
crossed in
you
my brain.
picking?
I'm picking creme de la Edgar. Okay,
Which is like a soup.
it's kind of like a soupish thing. Yes.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
want to strike from the record that it's a cookie dough thing because it's not. I'm thinking that's a different thing. The cookie dough.
Okay.
I can
And
try to edit that out.
No,
if
no,
not, I'm
keep
just gonna
in
keep it all.
Keep it in because I'm. Keep
I
it in
don't
because
even
I'm
remember
going to
him
show it.
saying that it was. I remember him saying something about cookie dough, but
Keep it in because I need to show it that this is the other thing. They're two
Okay.
different things.
are you now taking Oliver and Company?
I'm not taking the Oliver and
Okay.
Company thing. No,
Okay.
I just
Okay.
needed to say that.
Okay.
What I am gonna take, tubby custard.
That was on my list too.
Oh, I didn't
Dang
even
it.
think of that.
That was the
Tubby
second
custard.
one I wrote down.
Mhm.
I did not think
Yeah,
of that.
tubby custard. Do you remember getting tubby custard at
Do
Burger
I
King?
remember getting tubby custard at Burger King? Absolutely. I
Was
do.
it strawberry flavored yogurt that was, or with peach or something like that?
It was probably strawberry.
Because on the show, didn't it look more of like a vanilla, or am I
No, it was
misremembering? It was pink?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember getting it at Burger King
Mm-hmm.
when we were little.
Yep.
Very cool. Okay, so the first one that I'm going to go with is from Parent Trap when they take the Oreos and dip it in the peanut butter.
Peanut butter
Oh,
Oreos.
Yep.
Get
Is that
outta
any
here.
good?
It is good.
I don't know if it was
Really?
really a
Oh,
thing
it is
prior
good.
to Parent Trap. People might have done it, but
it
it really
sounds bad.
It really
No.
became a thing after.
Wait, why do you think it sounds bad? It's chocolate and
Yeah, it's just
peanut
an
butter.
Oreo dipped in peanut butter.
It is good. You would like
I
it.
personally think just an Oreo is classic and you don't need
Yeah.
it, but it is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
It just sounds too
But
contrasting.
I just remember watching that as a kid and being like, oh, I've never wanted anything more than peanut butter Oreos.
That's another one where they look real hungry. when
Yes.
they're eating it too.
Mhm.
It's like, oh man, that looks good. When
Yes.
someone looks really hungry and they're eating something, it
Mm-hmm.
makes it look that much better.
Yes. And I think the last one that I'm going to go with, do we allow drinks or not?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay. I think I'm going to go with From 13 Going on 30, and I don't know if you guys will know this movie much at all.
Yeah,
I know
it.
that
I know
movie.
it by heart.
Okay. When she's drinking the pina coladas and doesn't realize they're pina coladas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
love.
And she's just slurping them and she's eating the pineapple and she drops the
yes.
pineapple over the edge. Those pina coladas look so good. Every time I see her drink one of those, I want a pina colada.
I am a massive pina colada fan. I'm a sucker for pina colada. Delicious. I'm going to be normal. I am going to be normal for once. And I'll just talk
Krabby
about...
Patties.
I'm going to...
He wants a Krabby Patty and the jelly.
yeah. I'm going to be normal, and then I'm going to talk about the weird ones after.
Okay.
And I'm going to take Wonka chocolate.
That was
Oh, yeah.
on my list
Yeah.
too, a Wonka chocolate.
Like the
bar.
scene where he's passing it out to his relatives or like at the factory.
No. Yeah, not like the river or stuff, like the chocolate bar. That
When
they eat.
he like gets the chocolate bar and breaks it up and gives it to his family.
Yeah, they each get a piece.
When it cracks,
Yeah, that
it's
snap
like,
sound
holy
is
crap, I want that so bad.
unmatched. And I
Yeah.
love, can I just say, when they describe things as having whips and gobs of stuff, I'm like,
Get the whips and gobs of stuff?
What?
I can't handle it.
it's so tempting.
Yeah,
whips
just,
and gobs. I go crazy for whips and gobs.
Just a good Wonka chocolate bar.
Yeah.
That was on my list as well. All right, so that's your last one?
That's that's my last one.
God, I was
Greg.
really hoping right now to take that elf ramen.
Sorry.
I can't believe you guys both had the elf ramen.
Every time.
How
Every
random
time I
is
see
that?
it.
So strange.
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. And like, I've never had it. I don't know that it looks like particularly
I
good.
think it's mostly just vegetables.
I think
Yeah, I
so,
think it is
yeah.
too.
But
but really tasty vegetables.
yeah, so I'm trying to, do I want Ratatouille? Because it doesn't look that good, but it's so pivotal in the movie. Or do I want the sub that Dewey takes from Tamika's desk in School of Rock?
Oh, turkey sub.
I think I want turkey sub, right?
I think-
Like,
I will allow it. I
It looks
will allow
better.
the pivot.
Yeah.
Turkey sub.
I think turkey sub will get more people to vote for you.
You've got.
I think Ratatouille would
I
get
think
more
Ratatouille
votes.
would get more
so?
votes.
I think
Really?
so too.
You've also already got the hungry sandwich
I
Dax
know.
Shepherd, so
That's
maybe
true.
you go
I know.
Ratatouille.
Diversify a little bit.
Right.
We're talking.
I don't
you
really
through
care
to
about
the victory.
I don't care about the votes as much as like Ratatouille rounds out my list better, I guess, because I do have the sub.
Yeah, you
but that
got-
Dewey sub, oh, it's so great.
Turkey sub, and then it creates a nickname for
I have
her.
a hangover.
I'll
Who knows
go-
What that means.
Yeah, I'll go with it. Who knows what that means? I'll go with the Ratatouille just because it's kind of like
All
a
right.
cool
The
pick.
Ratatouille.
Was the other Home Alone food the pizza?
No, it wasn't. But I thought that's what you'd think.
Yeah.
It is. She's on the phone with some guy, some operator.
donuts.
And he's eating a donut.
Yes.
And it's like dripping all over
yeah.
the thing, and it's messy, and it
Yeah.
looks so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you had to say was she was on the phone, and I knew what you were talking
Yeah,
about.
The donut
that's
that
a
the
good
guy's
one.
eating.
That's really funny.
Some of the other ones that I had, and we'll go through all of ours.
Yep.
Do you remember in the Iron Giant when they're drinking those milkshakes or they're eating kind of ice cream? Him and Hogar and the detective guy, and he like slips a laxative onto it.
Oh, I
No.
don't remember.
It's like a little chocolate shavings laxative, and it looks.
good.
I mean, it would be hell to eat, but it looks so good.
Do not
He's just
remember
I'm munching,
That's
guys. Oh,
funny.
so good. So that's
I
like
don't
that was
remember that. No.
that was the other one that I was like I do a weird niche one, but I went with like the Wonka
Yeah.
thing instead.
Yeah. I said Kronk's spinach puffs.
Oh,
Yeah, my spinach puffs. And then I also had butterbeer from Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, yeah.
Pretty classic.
There's a
one.
in Sorcerer's Stone, that scene where they're just mowing down food when they're feasting at the table.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good scene too.
I don't know if I remember that.
There's so much food on the table, and Ron has like 2 drumsticks in his hands. He's just double fisting drumsticks. I just right now thought like Winnie the Pooh makes honey look pretty appetizing.
Yeah. That's funny.
I'm not a honey fan.
Neither
really
am I,
like
but
honey,
he makes me
it-
want honey.
It looks good.
I only had a few more. I had spaghetti tacos just to try.
Oh
'em,
yeah.
see if they would be any good. Probably.
iCarly.
I mean,
Oh,
it would
okay,
basically
yeah,
be like you're eating spaghetti. I guess.
yeah. Yeah.
Krabby Patties, and also from iCarly, the Groovy Smoothies,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
good
yeah.
one.
where
Movie smoothie.
T-Bone worked.
What's that? A smoothie?
Yeah,
It's an ostrich, clearly.
that's so
That is-
good. What do you got there?
The little Turkish
Oh,
delight.
yeah. Those do look good.
Those kind of gummy. I don't even
Pastry
know what they
type.
really are. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they look really nice.
They do.
How
Yeah.
about those? Doesn't Poe eat a bowl of noodles or something that looks
'cause
really good?
It's at his dad's restaurant.
Yeah.
He makes noodles.
And the dumplings that he eats
The
too.
dumplings. anything that Poe eats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack Black, hungry Jack Black.
Jack Black's recurring a lot here.
Hungry Jack Black.
Yeah.
doesn't well.
Hungry Jack Black.
Here, I'll do 2 of them.
Yeah, what do you got?
The bacon and eggs that Mushu makes for Mulan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
those always
yeah, with
look
the little
good.
smiley.
Yeah, that whole meal.
That just reminded me of the eggs that Fiona makes.
Yeah.
Okay,
the
I have a
little bird.
I have a Fiona one that you guys might be
Okay.
like, that's the weirdest thing you've ever
Is
said.
it the spider web?
No,
Oh, good.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. But
Good.
this one is weird, but I think you'll understand what I'm saying. So you know when you go to a Chinese restaurant and they've got the chicken on a stick that
Yeah.
you eat? All right.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I
yeah.
picture when they're doing the mice on a stick.
Yeah,
That's what it's supposed
just
to look like,
a
I
rat.
think. Yeah.
And I know that's just like the most disgusting thing, but when I watch them eat that, I'm picturing chicken on a stick and
Oh,
it
that's
looks
one of my
appetizing.
favorite items at a buffet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those
So,
are always
yeah.
good.
Yeah, so the Shrek mice on a stick, that was one that
Sure,
I had written
Yeah.
down. And
I
then
thought you were talking about when they made a spider web into like
No,
Yeah,
cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
no,
Yeah.
not
that
that
doesn't
one.
look very
Not
good.
that one. And then the one that I think you'll really appreciate is the mini corn and big.
Oh yeah,
Because you always
and
love
he eats
that.
it like it's on the cob.
yeah, yeah, he just
yeah.
the little mini corn that he
Tom
just
Hanks
got
looking
from
real
like
hungry.
the salad bar or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
Yep.
We
I
just
thought
talked
you'd
about Big
appreciate
last
that
time.
one.
Or a couple of episodes ago. Another Spy Kids one. There's 2 in Spy Kids that you didn't bring up. The first one is the zapping gum. They chew it up.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then it like zaps.
Yeah.
And that looks really good.
Yeah.
Junie puts like 50 of them in his
Yeah.
mouth and he's just chewing the heck out of it. And then also in Spy Kids, when the parents are captured by Floop, there's kind of like a green pudding thing
Yeah,
that
I
he serves
kind of
up.
remember that.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't really look that good, so that's why I didn't say it.
Yeah.
But that's just another one that's like stuck in my head.
It's in your brain.
A fictional food.
Yeah.
Can I say my 2 more?
Yep, I have 2 more as
No.
well.
Unfortunately,
Thanks,
we're out
guys.
of time.
Have a good
I'll
weekend.
remember this.
The one is another gum, and it's Jimmy Neutron. I think it's in the Jimmy Neutron movie.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
bouncing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He chews
Yep.
it up and then blows a big ball.
Oh,
and
yeah.
bounces in it.
If you could do that and have it happen, that's number 1.
Yeah, that'd be
That'd be
awesome.
so fun.
That'd be awesome. And then my very last one is, did you guys ever see the show Fighting Food-Ons?
Nope.
It was kind of like an anime show where they had food dishes and then they would turn into creatures that would fight.
Oh, what the
And
heck?
the main one that I think about was kind of like a plate of rice, and he looks really good.
Yeah.
It looks
Funny,
like a
what the heck?
delicious rice
Weird.
mound.
What in the world?
And every now and then I'll just like, that'll pop into my head. I'm like, oh, rice guy from Fighting Food-Ons. And that's
I don't
something
think,
I would
yeah, I
like
don't
to
think I
snack
ever
on.
heard of that show.
Yeah, it was not a very, I don't think it was a very popular
Not
show.
very popular.
It was on, and we didn't have cable or anything, so it would come on Saturdays on like Fox Cartoon Day or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was on maybe once a month. And that was the one that I remember was
What
the
the heck?
rice head guy.
The other one that I was thinking was from our cult classic childhood favorite, What About Bob, when he's eating is this corn hand?
Oh,
The corn on the
yeah.
cob.
And
Duh.
oh, these mashed potatoes. Oh no, the mashed potatoes are so creamy was from you were sleeping, but the corn on the cob, and he's
Yeah.
eating the mashed potatoes, and is this
Yeah.
corn
Yeah,
hand? Is
that's-
this corn hand
That
shucked?
should have been picked.
Such a funny
Oh,
line.
man.
And the other one I just remembered from It Takes Two, back here, the Mary Kate and Ashley movie. Remember when she's out at summer camp and she's like digging her face into the sloppy Joe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that always makes me want a sloppy Joe too.
Yeah.
Whenever I see her eating it like that
Oh,
too.
man.
Before you guys came over, I told Kyle what our topic was, and he came up with one. He said, "You have to tell your brothers." I can't remember the name of the food, but it is played in the end credit scene of a Marvel
Shawarma.
shawarma.
Yeah, that's
yes.
they're another starving. Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll eat
shawarma.
anything,
Yes,
but we're going to
he
go
said
get
you have to
shawarma.
tell your brothers shawarma.
Shawarma's
That is
a good one.
that's a really
That's
good
a
one.
good
actually.
one.
That'd probably be a vote gather.
Yeah,
if you
that's
did
a
the
good
shawarma.
point.
Okay, are we doing apples to apples?
Yeah, we are. The return.
The return
The
of
return of apples.
I'd
to
imagine
apples.
it's not even set up.
It's
at
right
all.
next to you on display. Episode 11. What's the green card? Unreal. Oh, all of these are good answers. Oh,
Come on,
man.
the return of apples to apples.
Okay, bungee jumping, Michael Jordan, and Jerry Springer. All
Oh,
good
man,
answers.
All good. Oh no.
All good answers.
Crud. I might volunteer mine as the worst. Can I volunteer mine as
Sure.
the worst?
What's
I
yours?
guess the
Bungee
worst is
jumping.
bungee jumping.
But that's a good answer. I mean,
I think it's Michael Jordan and Jerry Springer.
yeah, they're both big
Yeah.
on opposite ends. So like Michael Jordan is unreal in like the most amazing way,
Yeah, how
and
are
Jerry
you so-
Springer is unreal in the most like ridiculous
Here's
way.
what I'll say for Jerry Springer is that's unreal that even who's watching that?
Who's watching it? How did it make it to
Like,
whose
what
idea
is that?
was it? How does this
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
happening?
It's like the most unreal thing ever that was a successful show.
a wildly successful.
Yeah,
show.
like that is unreal.
Jerry Springer
It-
was
on the
top of
bottom.
it.
On the bottom here, it says controversial talk show host. Don't people know that millions of people are watching this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what a weird thing. And then MJ
Led
I mean, that's
Chicago
unreal.
to 6 world championships.
Yeah, like he was
no
unreal.
bull.
Yep.
He was unreal.
Bungee jumping pretty good too, though. I might bring that out of
It is a
retirement.
good. It is a good answer,
Might bring
but
bungee jumping out of retirement.
because it is pretty unreal.
It's tough. It's a toss up, and I refuse to vote.
Okay,
Maybe
so
we
then we're
won't
done.
be playing apples to apples
Yeah.
I
anymore.
refuse to vote in protest. And I think maybe because we can't decide, we just go with bungee jumping and call it a day.
Oh boy.
I mean, I don't want to give this one up because I feel like Michael Jordan is a really good answer.
It is a good answer, but I just
But-
think Jerry Springer is like the most unreal of those three.
Okay, do you want to give it to him or not?
Don't make me do this.
I'm willing to give it to him. I think Michael Jordan is a
If
better
you're
answer,
willing
but
to
I'm
give it
willing
up-
to
Oh,
give
Oh
it
yeah,
to
not
Michael
willing-
Jordan. I don't care. You think I'm gonna fight tooth and nail over this? Like I don't care.
to Jerry Springer style.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lose sleep over
No,
this,
I'll
but I
let
just
you
think
have
Jerry
it.
Springer is like wildly unreal.
All right.
I'm
Jerry
willing
Springer.
to
Yeah.
let you have it. Okay. Greg. Find a Discord location.
No.
You think we're gonna play those ones? I doubt it.
No, but Jude's
Clearly
gonna come down
discarded.
here and he's gonna rip them.
Am I just a tiny little person on that? Has this been unwatchable?
Every episode of Jerry Springer ever.
You
This is
look
unwatchable.
massive in
I
this
know I'm
one.
huge on this
like
angle.
a peanut
and
person.
tiny on that angle. I think I'll remember this. Have a good week.